Welcome in to Phoenix, Arizona, where the Phoenix Skyhawks take on a familiar opponent that they've already played once this year and are looking for a measure of redemption, the Austin Lone Stars. The Lone Stars, after such a hot start to the season, have been a little topsy-turvy, but they've seemed to straighten the ship out, having come off a victory the week before. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Colin Northrop, and joining me in the broadcast booth this evening is Mr. Josh Zirkle. Hi, Josh.
Hey, Colin, how you doing? All I could say is, what a difference 9 weeks makes. That's how long ago it was when Austin actually beat this Phoenix team in Texas. But since then, the Skyhawks have rallied around their quarterback, Joe Tillo, who has played some outstanding football in the last 2 months. Meanwhile, this very talented Austin team went through a 4-game losing streak before getting back in the win column. I really feel like this could be anybody's game tonight, Colin.
It certainly will be interesting. Phoenix will kick off to start the ball game, so we'll see the high-powered Austin attack first, and we're underway. From the 2-yard line up the middle of the field across the 20 to the 25, short of the 30-yard line at the 28, goes one of the Fowler brothers. And Shy Ronnie and the rest of the offense, Mike Woodstone is the tailback in the single back set with 3 wide receivers and a tight end. They'll start off in a run to Woodstone up the middle of the formation, breaks a tackle and gets almost 10 yards, and they'll give him 9. It'll be 2nd and 1.
This is probably the most potent offense in the entire UFL. Shy Ronnie, an incredibly accurate quarterback. 2, maybe 3 receivers that are going to finish with 1,000 yards each. And then Mike Woodstone, who is a burly north-south running back.
He shows off a little bit of his quick feet there, picks up the first down to the 44-yard line. And Austin going with the run early to start the ball game.
Woodstone, who had 27 carries for 158 yards and a score last week in their game against Vegas, looking to keep it going.
Shirani's first pass complete to Mika Friday for the first down as she rumbles over to 42 to pick up a 14 for Ronnie. And once again, the lethal passing attack introduces itself.
Mika made her UFL debut in that April game where they faced Phoenix. Has 50 catches on the year.
Throw over the middle, catch made. That is Beaverhausen to the 35, pick up a 7. 2nd and 3. It'll be a shotgun formation now, 4 wide in total. And he goes to the trip side, but hold everything. We got a flag as Friday is tackled past the first down marker. Boop, boop, back up the bus. We got a hold. It's on the right tackle.
Ronnie, one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the UFL, Colin, only 5 interceptions on the season so far. That is the UFL best by far.
Ooh, that pass is knocked away as we get a look at that Austin offense one more time. Of course, everybody loves to talk about the wide receivers, but there's a guy who's been kind of taking a backseat. He was the key player a year ago, is Nico Rightway. Don't sleep on him.
Nico Rightway coming into the week with 739 yards with 4 games left. There's an outside chance Rightway could be the 3rd 1,000-yard receiver on this team.
They dump it off to Friday on 3rd and 13. Only a pickup of 1, and the drive pretty much stalls after the penalty. So Phoenix will get off the field. Nice tackle made by Martin there for Phoenix. So Skyhawks able to take advantage of a penalty, and they'll turn the ball over to their offense now.
I think Phoenix understood going into this game that they were going to have to find a way to limit the big plays, not just from Ronnie and Churchill and Beaverhausen, but from Mike Woodstone as well. And they accomplished that at least on the first drive.
It's an awkward-looking punt, but he got the job done as the returner gets clobbered. And Joe Tillo in the offense will come out. DJ Stimming is the tailback. Wide receivers are Andy Sands and Chris Andrews. As the run won't go very far, and for Phoenix, they've been kind of an offensive enigma, but Joe Tillo sort of, he goes as the offense goes.
Yeah, he does, and he had a rough start, Colin. 10 interceptions in his first 3 games, and of course Phoenix lost all 3 of those, but since then has thrown only 6 interceptions in the subsequent 9 games, and obviously the team has looked a lot better because of it.
Here's Tillo over the middle, complete, and the reception down the field. Flying down the field is Andy Sands, one of the wide receivers. You'll see a bevy of targets for the Skyhawks. Cruz on the tackle for Austin.
Sands and Sands-Bino, the heavy hitters at receiver for this Phoenix team.
Tillo back to throw, fires the corner route. Oh, it's picked off! It's picked off on the sideline, and Fowler, Xander Fowler, picked that off, and Tillo basically arm punted it to Austin as they take over in the 48.
Yeah, I was looking to get the ball out, saw the blitz coming, thought he had a chance to hit Sands down the sideline. And Fowler able to get 2 feet, maybe 3 feet in there. And one of the things I like about Tillo, Collins, said he does not waste time getting the ball out, but there he could have stood to wait for another second or 2. Instead, he commits the first turnover of the game.
The Lone Stars take over from the 48. Ronnie back to throw. Ronnie over the middle of the field. Catch made by Woodstone. Up ahead to the 41. And they'll pick up about 8 yards. It'll be 2nd and 2. A good first down play. This tackle made by Gates, the inside linebacker. It'll be 2nd and 2 out of a bunch formation to the top of the screen. Woodstone gets the ball this time via handoff, and that didn't work. As we'll take a look at the Phoenix defense. Josh, not a lot of big names, but they do have some players in the secondary now.
Yeah, I got a couple of dudes out there. Xylon Gates, who had a sack in just 2 games that he's played so far. And then a ferocious front of unclaimed players, including Sparks, Gordon, and Lynch, that have a combined, get this, 28 sacks between the 3 of them. All of those available to be claimed at UFL.football tonight.
A play action, they're going to go for the whole thing, and it was almost picked off. Shy Ronnie was almost intercepted. Like one of those defensive backs on the play came flying in.
Benny Zonka.
That was Zonka. Yeah, you're right. Number 28 almost grabbed what would have been Ronnie's just 6th interception of the year. Pass intended for Beaverhausen.
Zonka, who of course had 3 interceptions in her debut earlier this year, making a big play to get Austin's offense off the field.
Another awkward looking punt. And no fair catch called again as he gets clobbered at the 16. Ooh, he's going to need a couple ice baths if he keeps taking hits like that. This Piper and Tillo back out on the field. Hopefully he has a memory of a goldfish, Josh.
Give you an idea of how much Phoenix likes to pass. Joe Tillo 2nd in completions in the league, but only 5th in passing yards.
Pitch out to DJ Simeon on the toss, and he gets to the 21-yard line. Does the little guy, and he picks up 6. It'll be 2nd and 4.
That rush gives DJ Simeon 970 yards on the season. That puts him 1 yard ahead of his dad, DR Simeon. Let's see which one hits 1,000 yards first.
Here's Tillo, will fire out complete. That is Ansbino, the tight end, but he was unable to get very far to set up a 3rd and 5. In fact, they said it lost a yard.
In Phoenix, obviously, we talked about Joe Tillo improving. Part of that is just the way that they spread the defense out over the course of the field. This almost looks more like the Phoenix Suns sometimes, the way that they move the football east and west as well as down the field.
3rd and 5, they have to get just past 25 in order to keep the drive alive. And Tillo back to throw again. Has a clean pocket, sitting there waiting for somebody to break up, and finally that's going the ball, and it's complete to a wide open man for a first down. Oh man, he was wide open. Was Sands, his 2nd reception of the ball game, and that's good enough for a first down.
And that is an absolute eternity for Joe Tillo, who just sat there, 4-man rush from Austin. Nobody could get to the quarterback. And then finally, Sands is able to get loose down the sideline. That's Cash Cruz his section of the field, but he can't get to the ball in time, and Phoenix stays alive.
Max Superset is the notable player up front, but they love to use their linebackers. Theodore Blackman is the alpha in the middle. As they'll dump this off to the back, and they'll get up over the 40. That's going to be about a 1-yard gain. As we take a look at that Austin defense, Josh, the guy that stands out for me is Blackman.
Yeah, Theodore Blackman, who is actually the brother of tight end Mika Friday. 2 sacks and an interception on the season. Had 4 tackles for loss in that game last week against Vegas. A tremendous athlete. He knows he has to have a big game here to push Austin toward the conference playoffs.
Oh, the backup back is in, and he pull off a sweep move, and there he goes. Stepping out of bounds, about 32-yard gain as well. He comes in and rips off a 30-plus yard run on his first touch of the ball game.
And you see some happy feet there, just a little bounce back inside as Shamel Wells beats almost everybody. And it takes Malik Torrance to catch him on the sideline to basically save a tackle. Look at that move. Curtis Fitzgerald had no chance on that tackle, and you see the Austin players ducking for cover. If Shamel Wells could do that to you, think about what the Phoenix starters are going to do to you.
His previous long was 11, so obviously he blew it out of the water. Still dumps it off again. Complete to the 21. That's going to be a 7-yard gain. It's Philmon. All that in.
Another backup halfback out there. You got to wonder what's happening with DJ Simeon and why we haven't seen him out on the field in a hot minute.
Back to throw. Over the middle. First down complete to Sanspino, the tight end, this time for positive yardage.
Pillow, the interception notwithstanding, has completed his other 6 passes and has marched his team into the red zone, Colin.
At the 16, 1st and 10, Tillo to the bottom side of the field. Complete, and that'll be good to the 11-yard line. Fanning on the reception, so everybody getting a little piece of the pie.
How does Phoenix approach this? Do they want to get points on the board and score first, or do they understand that they're going to have to put up some big numbers to get through Austin?
And Tillo to the end zone, touchdown! Simeon on the reception.
D.R. Simeon with nice little slant route. One of the best to do it in the virtual football game. Gets past his defender, cut inside. Wiggins has no chance at defending that, and Phoenix strikes first.
And for Simeon, in terms of touchdown receptions,
number 7.
Yeah, that's 7 for that. As the extra point is up and good. He had 6 coming in. 70 grabs for 969 yards. So the first 2 bonus numbers of the evening are 22 and 32, in addition to 7 and 11. We will, my lovely bingo players. Your numbers are now on screen.
One of the nice things I like about what Phoenix did on that drive is they just went right back to Joe Tillo. He threw the interception. They didn't panic. His defense got him a 3 and out, and he was able to march down the field with a lot of different players getting a touch. Jamal Philemon getting a touch, and then, of course, Shamel Wells ripping off that big run. Very impressive to see Phoenix getting contributions from players you were not expecting to be standouts in this game, Colin.
Indeed. Crossed up the opposition as well. John Fowler back deep to receive the kickoff. He'll come a few, nope, he will take a knee in the end zone. Ball comes out to the 25. So Austin will get started. They were unable to take advantage of the premium field position they had off the interception by one of the Fowler brothers. So let's see what they do from their own 25. As they line up in the empty shotgun. Nobody with Shy Ronnie. As she goes back to throw. Rushes on, look out! Oh, and it's a sack for Sparks. That's now team sack number 29 on the year for this front.
One of the things Phoenix does well is they do get to the quarterback. And out of a Diane Sparks, able to beat his man on the edge. They send the blitz. They got 5 rushers. Sparks beats his man one-on-one and is able to get to Ronnie before she can let it rip. Look at the bull rush. Look at the power of Adivai and Sparks getting right to the quarterback, getting his team a first down sack.
Less than 9 back to the 16, second and almost 20. And Ronnie out of the gun. We'll just give it off to Woodstone, trying to get a little something, but they don't even gain any yards on second down, so it's starting forever.
Almost feels like Austin has put up the white flag here, but they can afford to run the draw on second and long, knowing the weapons they have available on third and long.
Well, let's see what they do here. It'll be a pass. Downfield, well short of the sticks as it hits the turf. Incomplete. Beaverhausen, the intended receiver. And so far, the Austin Lone Stars are seemingly stuck in neutral.
Back-to-back 3 and outs. Phoenix running the linebacker blitz. Both A-gap being filled by blitzers. Ronnie knows she has to get rid of it. Tries to find Beaverhausen. We're throwing 5 yards short of the sticks. There's no chance of getting a first down there.
Another punt is away. They've been high in terms of hang time, but not much distance. And this one is a little bit better as he'll back up the man to the 35. And he's able to run a little bit more than a yard before he gets clobbered. It'll be first down for Phoenix.
And this is the kind of game that Phoenix is used to playing. Joe Tillo, like we said, likes to throw the ball around. Doesn't feel like he's got to get 30 yards in every shot. This is a bit of a contrast from what Austin has been doing on offense so far. Got a sack on first down. It felt like they had to make it all up.
And Simeon gets the carry, and he's away. Nobody's going to get to 20, 10, following the angle, but it's too late. Touchdown, Phoenix. 61 yards on the carry. Oh, doctor.
And DJ Simeon says, anything you could do, Dad, I could do better. Takes the catch, takes the handoff out of the backfield, and just charges up the right sideline. No chance. Xander Fowler can't bring him down until he's already in the end zone. And that run puts DJ Simeon over 1,000 yards rushing. It gives him his 7th touchdown of the season.
So like father, like son, they both have 7 touchdowns on the year. That's 3 off his longest run, which is 64 yards. And this is a Phoenix team that pulled off a surprise upset victory over Dallas last week. And it was a definitive win, 33-21. The defense came to play in that game, and so far the offense has shown up. We will, my lovely bingo players. Over 15-14 are now off the board. In addition to 11-7, 22-32 are also bonus numbers.
And Colin, we talked before we went on about the game that Austin and Phoenix played in April. And Austin took advantage of some inaccuracies from Joe Tillo and jumped ahead. They were up 21-0 at the half, so it really wasn't much of a game when you think about it. And Phoenix has seized the upper hand here at home, jumping out to a 14-0 lead. We're not even out of the first quarter yet.
Yeah, we still have 55 seconds to go in this quarter, and already the Lone Star special teams must feel like it's Groundhog Day. The second time they've had to do this already. And like you said, John, we're not even out of the first quarter yet, as Lone Stars will take over their own 25.
When you're Austin, there's no reason to panic. You're a prolific offense. You have playmakers at almost every position. But Shy Ronnie is starting to feel that Phoenix pass rush. You're seeing it in how she behaves in the pocket and how quickly she's letting the ball loose.
And she'll start off with a pass, another heavy blitz. She goes to the sideline. Catch made by Churchill, trying to make something happen. We'll only get to the 30 to pick up a 5, though, 2nd and 5.
And they sent 5 again. Phoenix making a stern resolution to get pressure on Shy Ronnie. So far, it's effective.
Yeah, it's pressure by hook or by crook, it seems like. They'll come with 4 people this time. Ronnie fires. It's intercepted. Intercepted. I think that's Saka. No, that's Martin, baby. Touchdown, Phoenix.
Unbelievable. Jamaria Bennett takes it back to the house. Shy Ronnie understood she only had 4 rushers, has time to look and is looking for Mika Friday, but does not see Bennett standing right in front of her, and there's nobody to tackle Bennett on his way to the end zone.
I was so excited, I misidentified Mr. Poor Bennett. And Jamario grabs only his second interception of the entire year, and his defense, which had a defensive touchdown, scored in that win over Dallas via the pick six. Gets another one here. And the extra point makes it 21-0. We will, my lovely bingo players. 40 and 20 are off the board. Not 41. That was 40 and 21. I don't want to mislead anybody.
And this is a team that knows how to generate takeaways. Adam Watts had some interceptions the past couple weeks, including a pick six. We mentioned Vinny Zonka, who had 3 interceptions in her UFL debut earlier this season. And now Jamario Bennett, unclaimed by the way, guys, takes it all the way back to the his to give Phoenix a 3-score lead. And say it with me, Colin, we're still not out of the first quarter yet.
Yep, exactly. We had 10 seconds still left to burn off this clock. And it'll be fielded from the goal line up the middle by one of the Fowler brothers, and he gets clobbered at the 26-yard line. 5 seconds still left. And Shy Ronnie has to go back out there. She threw an interception on her very last pass attempt, and she goes back to the well again, and this time she finds one of her own targets. It's Nico Rightway, and that'll end what has been a very frustrating first quarter for Austin. They find themselves down by 3 scores, 21-0. Colin Northrup, Josh Circle here in the broadcast booth with you, Cameron Irvine, UFL co-founder. Keeping track of all the things as Woodstone picks up the first down to the 47. He's now up to 30 yards and just 5 carries of the ball here early. And that's a good settle down play, you know, after you had a first quarter to forget, Josh Circle.
Yeah, absolutely. And takes a little pressure off your quarterback too. And I know Austin loves to throw the ball, but you cannot be one-dimensional against this Phoenix team that's breathing down your neck and has the taste of blood in their mouth already.
And they're going to pass from the 47 over the middle. This is Woodstone out of the backfield, tried to spin off of Bennett, the interceptor, but he only managed to get 8 yards. It'll be 2nd and 2.
And, of course, as soon as I say that, Colin, they go right back to the pass. This time they check it down to Woodstone. That's still a very good gain on first down.
It'll be a run to Woodstone. Open the middle. He got the first down as he hides behind the blockers. Does Mr. Mike Woodstone, who's 6'1", 198, so he can hide behind those big fellas. And is he in the shotgun with Shy Ronnie? 4 wide in total. Ronnie back to pass. Ronnie has plenty of time over the middle. That's more like the Austin offense we're used to seeing. As Beaverhausen gets up near the 15. They'll mark her down at the 17.
And Annie Beaverhausen, probably the biggest threat on this Austin unit. That's including Mark Churchill, especially in a zone look, which Phoenix was in there. Ronnie, just a quick crossing route. You see Churchill and Rightway going to the right, Beaverhausen coming to the left. And that's a nice way to get your team into the red zone. Beaverhausen may be one of the surest-handed wide receivers in this league.
Great acceleration and speed. Churchill, great acceleration and speed as well, but he can go up and get it when he needs to. Woodstone up the middle of the 13 will get knocked down there after a 4-yard gain.
See Austin already 100 yards of total offense. And Phoenix, this might be the most uncomfortable 3-score lead you've ever seen in a football game. They know what Austin could do.
And Ronnie throws underneath. This is Rightway spinning down to the 2. It'll be 1st and goal.
Woodstone, we've seen a lot of him on this drive. Does Shy Ronnie want to keep throwing at this point?
It'll be 1st and goal from the 2. They line up in the gun. They are going to throw it to the end zone, knocked away.
And they have Darian Winters in there trying to get Mike Woodstone a little break here on first down. Shy Ronnie taking a shot at the back of the end zone. And now Woodstone checking back in alongside Ronnie in the shotgun.
Offset single back is Woodstone. They give him the ball, and Woodstone walks in untouched, easy as you please. Touchdown to Austin. Settle things down a little bit. The Lone Star's not going anywhere.
It's just another day at the office for Woodstone. Great blocking up front. You see Woodstone. You could drive a beer truck through that hole. Mike Woodstone, 7th touchdown of the season. And Austin not panicking by any stretch, pulling within a score to make it 21-7 pending the extra point.
A good response drive after they were punched in the mouth in all sorts of ways by this Skyhawk team. 72-yard drive in just 9 plays. Bonus numbers 42, 21 off the board, along with 2. The bonus number is 42. We will, my lovely bingo players. Numbers are up on the screen. We will.
Now with Phoenix answering here, Joe Tillo still has to put the ball in the air. That's not going to be an issue for them. The question is, how do you diversify your offense in the same way? Are you still going to get Shamel Wells on the field or Jamal Philemon? Is he going to get a touch now that things are getting a little more serious? We'll have to see what Phoenix decides to do on this drive.
From the 3, Piper up the middle, just gets over to 25 to the 26, and an explosive 60-plus yard touchdown play. And one play from DJ Simeon last time they had the ball, but apart from the interception Josh circled, Tillo's called a pretty good game, I would say.
Would have to agree. Making good decisions and also keeping this Austin defense guessing.
They'll do a delay draw. Simeon cuts to the outside. Duke move back inside, and he gets knocked down at the 33. That's going to be a 7-yard gain.
DJ Simeon already at 74 yards rushing. Just a nice job of cutting back inside. Not getting too hasty, not getting too aggressive. We're almost settling into a bit of a chess match here with these two offenses, Colin.
We are indeed. Let's see what the next movement piece on the board is. It'll be another run to Simeon, this time at a pistol. He got enough for first down. As Cruz racks up another tackle, knocking him out of bounds at the 40. And Justin resides at Rick Meter's advantage Phoenix, but now I'm not so sure with that Austin last score. It might be a neutral.
You hear the needle on that Rick Meter whistling as it wiggles back and forth.
It'll be a pitch out, and oh man, Mac Waller and company smothers Simeon for a 3-yard loss. Dingwell, number 97, leading the charge.
Well, you see good penetration there. That's a bit of an ask when you're asking your offensive line to move with those heavies up front. And Mac Waller, the first to get through there, Dingwell there as well.
Waller is a bit of a sleeper candidate in my opinion. Everybody likes to talk about Blackman and how good he is, don't get me wrong, but Waller, he's a bit of a gem as they go back to Wells and they continue to go backwards. And just like that, it'll be 3rd and 16 as Superset brought him down.
And Superset, 4 sacks on the season, no stranger to penetration. And he gets a little bit of help there from Javon Wiggins. And Wells able to bounce off of Wiggins, not going to bounce off of Superset. Superset don't play that.
Yeah, Wiggins' play is not going to show up in the stat sheet, but I guarantee you the defensive coaches are loving that play because it helped toward defeating the run. Astillo's going to have to throw now. Launches it for the whole thing, and it's incomplete. Oh, my.
That's his first true incompletion of the game. Now 8 of 10, had the interception and decides to unleash the dragon on this play, throwing it into, that looks like double, maybe even triple coverage. Trying to find Sands, Andy Sands, and just put a little too much on it, but made sure the opposition couldn't catch it either.
Sands had a step on Cruz, however, right idea. It's just his QB pulled the string. Look at this.
Oh, boy.
He'll tie at the 1-yard line is what I'll mark it. Holy cow.
Brendan Davis, an absolute magician, gets a backspin on that. Scotty Scheffler would be impressed with that level of backspin right at the 1 yard line. And just when Austin thought they were getting their act together, they've got to go back out and play in the shadow of their own goalpost.
They got to be careful here. Probably can't. They will go under center to start, which is probably the smart play here. And they'll run it up the middle with Woodstone to try and give him a little breathing room, and he gets the first down. Pickup of about 11 as he's up to 52 yards now.
Austin might have had flashbacks of their game against Rochester 2 weeks ago in the monsoon, and they gave up a safety in that game. It turned out to be a pretty significant piece. They wound up losing by 3, but Austin fought tooth and nail against that Rochester team.
That is a scrappy outfit there up in upstate New York as Ronnie throws complete wide open. Oh, what a body slam by the defensive back on Nico Rightway. Did you see that, Josh?
It's tremendous. And when you're crossing across the field, you got to hope there's nobody crossing the other way, and Rightway found out he was going the wrong way.
It'll be a pickup of 7. Blitz up the middle. Completion is good to Friday. Throw them where they ain't. And Mika Friday able to haul that in just the smallest of windows.
That's a great read by Shy Ronnie. Recognized the blitz. Knew where her hot route was. You see 52 charging up the middle. That's Xylon Gates looking for his second sack of the season. But Ronnie gets it away. Mika Friday able to haul it in. That's great preparation when you know you can get the ball out on a hot route and avoid the blitz.
Safeties rotate early. It'll be 1st and 10. Play action, boom. Ronnie sets. She fires, almost intercepted again as the receiver had to turn defender, and Churchill wanted a flag but won't get one.
We couldn't tell how many receivers were on that pattern from our vantage point, but it looked like Ronnie only had 1 or 2 options there.
They'll line up in a pistol for the 2nd and 10. They'll do a read option, and Ronnie running to the outside will only pick up a yard. They set up a 3rd and 9, so they try to cross him out, but Mr. Gates was not fooled.
And he was the only one on the field that wasn't fooled.
It'll be 3rd and 9. They'll run a play action. Throw deep down the field into trouble coverage. Oh my gosh! Gates flicked it out of the air before it hit the turf. Are you serious right now? Xylon Gates.
Oh, we're going to have to see if this one stands.
Season.
We'll have to see it. We'll see a review on this, but you see it, an immaculate interception. Does the ball touch the ground before Xylon Gates has control? Look at the hustle going up to the play where he's not even involved and gets the ball to bounce right to him. And as the Phoenix offense takes the field, well, I can't help but wonder if we're going to see a review.
Oh man, it was so close. Looking on the replay, but they called it a pick in real time, and it'll stand as called. Phoenix will take over. Get the Simeon up the middle. Explodes with a nice juke move. And DJ putting everybody on skates. He's now shy of 100 yards. He's at 93.
Everybody worried about the passing game now, and DJ just takes it right up the middle. This draw is really effective for Phoenix tonight, keeping that Austin front on their toes. And Simeon doesn't get touched till like 7 yards down the field. And there it's just a passing glance from Cash Cruz as we go to bullet time. DJ Simeon poised to have a great game if they can keep this up.
182 total yards for Phoenix now. 122 of it rushing. Tillo back to throw. Tillo! It's intercepted! Oh no! He's picked off! I think that's Mac Waller, the linebacker. Picked it off out of the air and returned it up to the 46. What is going on in Phoenix?
What happened that made Joe Tillo want to throw this ball? It's a crossing route. And I don't even know if he was looking for Simeon or if he was looking for Andy Sands. But Waller was locked up with Simeon. and then finally came loose with the balls there. Look at this. I mean, who's that ball being thrown to? Simeon has his back to the quarterback.
That's 2 crazy interceptions made by a linebacker. Oh, doctor. And here comes the Lone Stars back out on the field, 1st and 10. 2:56 to go in the first half. And they get the Woodstone up the middle, and Woodstone to the 45, as that was Waller's first interception of the year, and what a time to come up with it.
Colin, if you told me at the beginning of the game that we'd have 4 interceptions in the first half tonight, I might have said you were crazy.
Here's again to Woodstone again, gets the first down, but he gets smothered. Absolutely smothered by Gates, who has 4 tackles plus that interception. When we reach the 2-minute warning, it's 21-7, but it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride here with my broadcast partner, Josh Zirkle, as it'll be 1st and 10 at the 43. And Ronnie back to throw, and Ronnie over the middle. Catch made by Churchill. Hang on despite the wicked tackle. And I've got to report that it's another bonus number is 4 for all the interceptions we've seen thus far, as Churchill only makes his 2nd grab of the first half. And Ronnie back to throw. Deep drop this time. Sets, fires, corner. Oh! Churchill holding it at the 12 for 24. It'll be a first down. Josh, what a catch.
Shy Ronnie going back to her most potent weapon, Mike Churchill. Usually Mike is single or double covered and can't get open in situations like this. Here he is in a 2-minute drill, all by his lonesome there on the sideline. 1 knee equals 2 feet. That's going to stand as a catch, Colin.
And that is indeed upon that second look. And Skippy says all this back and forth action is not good for bingo, and I would agree, but the numbers are still off the board. Austin trying to get some more. Touchdown to Mika Friday at tight end.
Mika Friday made her debut against this Phoenix team in April, now has a touchdown against Phoenix in a 2-minute drill to get her team back into this game. Just a nice little out route. And a ball right on time from Shy Ronnie. That's why Austin has been the best at what they do, at least at this point in the season, as they pull within a score.
Mika Friday is 6'8", 275. She went up against the cornerback, Bennett, who's only 5'10". That's not just unfair. That's like, you know, there's some serious issues with that.
Should we notify the SEC? I mean the Securities and Exchange Commission. I don't mean the Southeastern Conference, Colin. Should we notify somebody?
Yes, somebody should know that.
Should we retreat to our safe space?
It's now 21-14, and 12 is now off the board. 12 is the new number, in addition to 4, 32, and 22 being bonus numbers. We will, my lovely bingo addicts. There's more numbers off the board. We will. Yard deep out of the end zone, up the middle is Piper, and Piper gets smothered at the 23-yard line. Phoenix will take over with 1:26 left. And Josh Zirkle at the beginning of this quarter, they were up 21-7. And now you look up and it's just a 1-score ball game.
And that's what you get when you face Austin. Mika Friday, that was her 3rd touchdown of the season. Congratulations to Mika Friday.
And Tillo back to throw. As all day fires the corner. Oh, wide open was Simeon making the grab on the sideline. And that'll be good for a first down to the 48.
Living legend Tillo with time. Finds Simeon, and that is tremendous body control. Hands up, feet in, and just drops the ball, doesn't bother celebrating. And we are going to take another look at it, but I think that's going to stand, Colin.
Booth review Since we're under 2 minutes, the officials want to make sure they got the call right. I think they did, Josh, but they just want to double check their work.
I understand. That's why you have replay. Looks like he has the ball in possession throughout the catch. Survives the ground, if you will. And I think this will be Phoenix ball right around midfield.
And they will mark it at the 48. Just a sneeze away from putting it in a Lone Stars territory. They'll go to the air again to the sideline. Catch made again. Wow. And it's Simeon again.
Simeon again, this time on the left sideline. Saw that his boys getting to 100 yards rushing. Says, I got to get to 100 yards receiving. Gets the feet down, takes a little contact. Javon Wiggins, how do you do? DR Simeon is the man on this drive right now.
Man, Wiggins has been a busy guy tonight, and the booth wants to review it again. I'm just going to use this opportunity to talk about the catch again, Simeon.
Oh, I want to review it too. It was a wonderful catch.
You could argue the first one was really good, but the second one was just as good.
At least as good. Perfectly placed. Nobody else had a chance to catch those balls.
33-yard line is where they'll mark the ball. 1 minute, 16 seconds. They'll run a play action. Tillo over the middle. Catch made by Sands. It was brought down inside the 15, but hold everything, folks. We got a flag. Oh, it's an eligible man downfield. They were running one of them RPOs, circle. The left tackle wandered too far out the reservation.
And that is an absolute killer. Instead of closing in on 1st and goal, you're now at 1st and 15 and almost outside of field goal range.
And they'll go pistol, pump to the top side, to the bottom side. Oh, almost caught again. I think that was Simeon, the targeted receiver. I didn't quite see who it was. Cruz with a crunching hit.
I think that was DR, Colin.
And Tillo gonna throw again down the middle to one of the backs who's unable to haul it in. Oh my goodness. I think he went for Simeon one more time, who jumped maybe a fraction too early.
And the ball was there. It just couldn't survive the contact. There were 3 different bodies flying at Simeon at that point.
It'll be 3rd and 15. Tillo. He's gonna throw. Tillo down the field. They get it up. 3rd and 15. Are you kidding me? That's a big tight end, Sanspino.
DR Sims says, hey, I could use a break on this play. And Tillo says, all right, we'll just chuck it into the seam here to Sanspino. That is a big dude to be leaping up to get that ball. And really, he just had all kinds of opportunity. Finds the seam and just sits. And now Phoenix in the red zone. 34 seconds, all the time that you would need.
6'3", 262 is Sambino. Showing off his hops there. DJ Simeon to the sideline. We'll get to the 15. That'll be about a 4-yard gain. His second catch of the ball game. Stops the clock with 28 seconds left.
Phoenix has got to be thinking 7 here. They know Austin could come back and strike at any time. You need to get as many points on the board as you can.
Well, you have the football. I agree. To the end zone, and it looked like the receiver stopped his route as Tillo just threw it to the end zone, but it looked like the receiver stopped Josh.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there. And now another big 3rd down for Joe Tillo.
Be 3rd and 6. 15 seconds. They have all 3 timeouts in the back pocket. Pump. They go to the ball. Simeon popped up and on the wheel. Touchdown, Phoenix.
The old man still got it. Second touchdown of the game. Tillo just finds him. That's about as wide open as you could get in the red zone. And that is the pitch and catch for one of the best to ever do it.
And he decided to break out the honka dance as he crosses the plane for the 2nd time in the ballgame. That's now his 8th touchdown of the year.
3 Simeon touchdowns. The Jamario Bennett pick 6. Phoenix getting contributions from cast members big and small. This is everything.
Oh, it's blocked! It's blocked! Austin picks it up, and they have an opportunity to run with it. Look at the big man run! He's not probably going to get there. He's tackled from behind and just short of the 30, but the extra point is blocked. So 27 is off the board.
I was just about to say, everything is going right for Phoenix, and then they get the extra point block, and they've got to chase this dude down to make sure they don't give up the safety. That was Rayla's triplet. Tremendous block there. That's Curtis Fitzgerald getting in there. And really no chance at all. Phoenix very fortunate that wasn't run back.
The wingman didn't pick him up, and the snap was just a little off to the center. And it was almost 2 points the other way for the Lone Stars. It would have been interesting. See what the math would have been, perhaps. Had those 2 points been on the board, but alas, we'll never know. The kickoff is away, 27 and 15. Off the board now. We win, my lovely bingo addicts. New numbers. Remember, it's double horizontal, 2 across. Double the cards.
Shirani probably playing the best 2 interception game I've seen all season, Colin.
And I have to agree with the commissioner. He's telling us it's a bonkers game, and I agree. Throw to the sideline, and Austin will call their first time out. And it'll be a 6-yard gain, and I also agree with what Skippy had to say.
Phoenix is getting the ball back to start the second half, so Austin might feel compelled to push the ball down the field here a little bit and see if they can string enough passes together to get a field goal attempt.
They're at the 31, 16 seconds. They still have 2 timeouts in the back pocket. Quick drop, slant over the middle. They love this play, and it gets them out to the 47-second timeout taken.
161 passing yards. That is actually fantastic defense against a quarterback that's averaging over 400 yards passing a game. In fact, we've only had 2 500-yard passing games, and Shirani owns both of those.
Perhaps the fabled Pro Football mark for the most passing yards in a single game would be in reach. If she's already thrown for 500 twice, she goes for the mooch up to the end zone, and it's picked off. She went for the old thing, and 7 Martin, number 20, picked it off in the end zone. Works out to be a punt, Josh Circle. I don't think it'll hurt in any way other than perhaps on the stat sheet.
And the stat sheet for Shirani's taking a beating. She only had 5 interceptions coming into the game. She has 3 in this half. And you see the jumble of cleats back there. And 7 Martin, who's only been on the roster for 2 weeks, has a sack and now has an interception to go with it.
And Phoenix will run it off with Simeon, wrapping both hands around the ball. And Simeon will pick up about 9 yards. And that'll be the end of the first half. Phoenix in front, 27-14 over a team that last time they played, the box score read 34-13. So far in the first half, the second game has not been at all like the first.
And what a wonderful thing that has been. Just absolute fireworks on both sides of the ball. Shirani, typically meticulously accurate, and now has 3 interceptions with half of a game to go. And Phoenix, meanwhile, who's gotten it done on both sides of the ball. Jamario Bennett with a pick 6. DR Simeon with 2 touchdowns. DJ Simeon with a rushing touchdown. And Phoenix looking exactly where they want to be. They didn't beat Austin in April. They lost to Austin twice in the 2025 season. And to use your word from earlier, Colin, atonement is nigh. We just got to note that Evan and Xylon are both of D.R. Simeon's grandchildren. So they are absolutely keeping it in the family here in Phoenix tonight. What a family reunion this is shaping up to be.
Up the middle. Ooh, nice spine buster style tackle at the 22-yard line down there in special teams. Poor Mr. Piper's going to have to get first dibs on the ice tub tomorrow morning.
I wonder how they decide the queuing order for the ice tub. Is it pure seniority?
I would think it would go by seniority. And
oh boy!
He's sacked. Wiggins came on a blitz. He's like, I was shut down too many times. Let me get some of his quarterback. And he tackles him for a loss of 7 on the quarterback blitz.
Yeah, Tilla never sees him coming. Fortunately, he was able to hang on to the football. And Phoenix typically does a good job of taking care of the quarterback. A lot of that's because Tilla knows how to get the ball out. You can see he's got someone in his sights there, but Wiggins was just a little bit faster on the draw.
Let's go now. 60 or.
It'll be 2nd and 17.
Ready.
And Tilla over the middle, catch made. Nice job to the 25 to set up a 3rd and medium-ish situation. Chris Andrews' first reception of the ball game, good for 9.
Chris Andrews, quiet evening so far. Nice for him to get involved here early in the second half.
It'll be pistol look. 3rd and 8. Tillo's going to put it in the air again. And Tillo selects his target. Has a man. First down.
Takeem Manamaluna still available, folks. First reception for Manamalula tonight. Good for 16.
So they are going to everybody as Manamalula, way down on the depth chart, is tackled by Xander Fowler, number 12.
Here we go. 18 Gator.
Averaged 9.4 yards per play in the first half of this game, the highest average according to Damon Simeon in chat. Throw over the middle, catch made for the first down as Damon Simeon on the field makes the reception. It's 5th for 75.
The busy man tonight, but he's been busy lately. Back-to-back 100-yard games coming into this week. Had 9 for 153 last week.
2nd and 5. Tillo has to dump it off. TJ Simeon, nice move to try and make something happen, but alas, will get tackled by Blackman for minimal gain.
And that's the 3rd catch for DJ Simeon, the running back tonight. And that was an issue that Phoenix had to address offensively earlier in the season. They felt like Tillo was checking down way too often. And the stat sheet showed that Simeon had, I want to say, over 60 catches at one point in the year, leading everybody else on the field, including the receivers.
Blackman 2nd in the league with tackles with 132 coming into the game. He has 2 this evening. Tillo over the middle. Man, wide open. Stands beat on the tight end. His 4th grab for 44 yards, and it might be his most important of the ball game so far.
And he is just a pillar out there. Gets between the 2nd and 3rd levels. And really, when you're going zone and you're not getting pressure on Joe Tillo, you're in trouble because Sansbino is about as big a target as you could hope to find. And it seems to be just like that, wide open.
It's Fitzgerald, his 2nd tackle. He made the block on the extra point. Simeon with a juke in the hole. Oh, man. Did you see the cleat marks coming off of his shoes as he's now at the 118?
I feel like if he had gone toward the pylon, that probably would have been a touchdown. You see the draw, which has been working so well. There's a huge miss there, and he decides to cut back in, and that's when they finally catch him. But if he goes to the pylon, Wiggins might have caught it, but I think he would have had at least a puncher's chance at getting to the end zone.
And the offense is still rolling down the field, but for Austin, means they're in a world of trouble if they can't get the stop here at the 18th. Throw to the sideline, out of bounds.
Good throw, just couldn't keep your feet in. I wonder if the timing was disrupted there.
For Mamula.
70 Indy.
but alas, couldn't stay a little bit of green. Here's the give.
Again.
To one of the backup tailbacks who are wondering out this area. Philmon gets the tote down to the 12.
And Phoenix with 154 yards rushing. Obviously, you want to get DJ Simeon a break. And you can see Philemon enjoyed just as big a hole as Simeon did on that draw.
And Wells is in now. Till into the end zone. Oh, they're not going to call a touchdown. Instead, down at the 1 is Andrews. His second grab almost ended up in the painted area.
No, I don't think Phoenix is going to cry too much. They got 4 tries now from like the half-yard line.
They averaged
Andrews.
only 87 yards a game coming in. That was 13th in the league, and they're at 100 plus. So
They've almost doubled that with a quarter and a half to go, Colin.
just incredible stuff. Oh, that might have been a touchdown, but
Cam says it's a
Hankins
touchdown. I'm not
thrown.
convinced.
As it's going to be a run. Simeon
wow.
does not get in. He gets smothered down by Blackman. It'll be second and goal from the 1.
Tremendous play up front. Austin's not going to give anything away here. The draw not as effective on the goal line.
They go from the gun. They give it to Simeon anyway,
Oh!
and it doesn't work. Blackman again.
I couldn't tell if Simeon hit the hole that he wanted to. There was a barrage of bodies there. And now they finally bring in Cody Charles, the fullback.
Now they go under center with 3 tight ends. They get to the fullback, and it's a touchdown.
Unbelievable.
It took him 3 cracks at it, but Charleston, the fullback, gets the vulture touchdown, and it's now 33-14, almost the reverse of the final score last time these two teams played.
Oh, and that is Cody Charles' 3rd carry of the season. And he finds the end zone from 1 yard out.
They're going to go for 2 because of the blocked extra point. Tillo's going to try to put it in the air. Tillo took the line, fumbled the ball. Luckily, the lineman fell on it, and the play is blown dead right there, so the score remains 33-14.
Absolutely
and
insane.
Fact from Cameron Irvine in the truck. In the first 3 meetings, Phoenix did not score more than 17 points against Austin, and they dropped 33, which is one of the new numbers off the board, along with one Weegboo, my lovely bingo players.
Hillo's got a man open on the left side of the end zone, but can't get rid of the ball in time. And it looked like the ball got rid of him after he took contact there. Very fortunate that was on the try, and the play was blown dead.
5:42 to go in the third, 33-14. And it might be a bit of a blowout now, but it still has had its entertaining moments. Plenty of crazy plays. 2 crazy plays made by linebackers on each side in terms of interceptions. Kickoff is away. And it'll be brought out to the 25.
I'm not sure I'll call this a blowout just yet. We've seen 47 points scored here in about 30 minutes of action, not even. Plenty of chicken left on the bone here for Austin, especially for this offense led by Shai Ronnie.
They have to get going in a hurry. She's thrown 3 interceptions. She'll start off with a run to Woodstone up the middle. Tries to spin, but only will net him to the 31-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 6.
I wonder how much what Mike Woodstone is going to figure into the offense here, down by 3 scores with just a quarter and a half to play.
He's back there as the single back. They throw the quick screen the right way. Uh-oh, that looked all kinds of wrong from Sunday. I'll actually go down as a 4-yard loss back to the 27.
That's Ken Brell-Carr sniffing that out with a little help from Jamario Bennett, who of course had the pick 6 in the first half. And Phoenix flying to the ball here and really locking down these receivers. has really
That'll
been what's
actually
carried
go
the evening for them so far.
That'll actually go down as a rush attempt, so won't affect Ronnie's yards. He's back to throw again. Down she goes. Sack time. And Lynch, the big defensive tackle, pushed his way through a double team to get the second team sack for Phoenix.
Keyshawn Lynch, 13 sacks on the season, make it 14. And you see Sparks fighting on the outside, but it's Lynch going right up the middle. Shy Ronnie trying to make something happen. Keyshawn Lynch double-teamed, triple-teamed. Don't matter. That's a sack.
That's a loss of 7 on the play. And the drive turns pear-shaped for Austin. A scenario which they did not need. Punt is away. We fielded at the 35 by Piper, who gets dragged down by Waller at the 42. And Joe Tillo, he started out really well, but he has the 2 touchdowns, but he's been 6 for his last 7.
He's really dialed it up. He's really answered the bell in this big game. Knew he had to come out and play well, and so far he's done that.
Play action. Tillo. Crossing right over the middle. Sands on the, no, that's Andrews. His 3rd reception, so he's held without a catch for the entirety of the first half. Might have been chipped out of a touchdown drive circle, but he did a nice job there on the crossing route.
Yeah, he did, and Tillo once again standing in there. And they've really found a way to get under that zone between the 2nd and 3rd levels, behind the linebackers, but still in front of the safeties. And Chris Andrews especially has found a way to get himself involved in this ballgame here in the second half.
372 total yards for Phoenix. As Tillo goes on the little curl. Complete to Simeon, his 6th catch for 82 yards as he continues his steady march toward 100.
DJ has 100. Let's see if DR could get himself to 100 there too. That's just a nice little underneath route. Takes a hit, understands he's not going to be breaking that one down the sideline. And those are the kinds of routes that you're going to run at a Joe Tillo offense.
7 tackles for Cash Cruz. He's been busy back there. Tillo dumps it off. Oh! Nice play made by Theodore Blackman as they tried to dump it out to DJ, but Blackman says no.
Wiggins was coming backside on the blitz. Tillo never saw him, or maybe did see him and hastened the throw a little bit. I feel like that's one that should have been completed.
3rd and 3, Tillo over the middle, catch made by Simeon. Oh, I don't know. It was in front of the safety man who was all over Simeon like white on rice, and just like that, he's 2 yards away from the century mark again.
And Austin's wondering, what are we going to do here? They send everybody, 6 defenders, which means you only have 5 out there in the field, and you can see all 5 of them in that shot as DR Simeon just catches a ball right in the middle. And they are just inching their way once again, this West Coast offense. The 1980s 49ers. Flashes of Bill Walsh here. Joe Tillo working very well here.
It's a precision machine for sure as Sands. He's open underneath on the drag out, puts his hand up, and Tillo says, I'm going to do it myself. Gets the first down inside the 5 and the 3. Got 11 on the scramble.
And it feels like Joe Tillo could do no wrong. As a receiver, you can see the guy in the frame. He's in the background. And Tillo says, no, I'm going to tuck it. And I'm going to go. And he had room. But Fowler was able to close on him and stop him at the 5-yard line. Just 24 rush yards for Tillo on the season coming into the week. He had at least half of that on that run.
And Shy Ronnie on the bench for Austin can't watch. That's a throw to the end zone. Touchdown, Phoenix. It's Sands.
It's another majestic ball for Joe Tillo. Fowler playing outside. And those massive, meaty hands from Andy Sands collapsing around that ball. That's about as easy as it gets. Touchdown number 6 for Andy Sands.
And for Mr. Sands, he continues his solid hold in second place in that category. As more numbers come off the board, 33 and 3. Wee woo, wee woo. My lovely bingo players. With a minute 23 to go in the third, Josh, that might have been the dagger.
Well, I don't know if you could do a dagger in the third quarter, Colin, but Austin definitely has more questions than answers at this point. And I feel with Shy Ronnie, like all bets are off. You got to throw out the playbook and you got to find a way to get some plays going downfield the way we've seen them do against so many other teams, but for whatever reason have not been able to do against Phoenix tonight. The pass rush has been good. The secondary's played very well. And this may be too much for Shy Ronnie to overcome at this point in the game, already with 3 interceptions.
Just 170 yards and 16 completions. Bonus number is now 18 for the Sands touchdown as Mika Friday hauls it in on a little out route to get the proceedings going. For the Lone Stars, that'll be a pickup of 6 yards.
That's a perfect start. Mika Friday right underneath. Get your quarterback in a rhythm. Get your offense in a rhythm. You got 4 wide out and Woodstone on the field. Playbook wide open here on second down.
They go at a bunch. And Ronnie has all day, goes to the side, complete to Woodstone, but they'll only get to the 44, and it'll be a yard short of the stick.
We're talking about how Joe Tiller likes to get the ball. Well, Shy Ronnie's like that too. It's not one to sit in the pocket, but we are seeing her pontificating like crazy, and that's because of the coverage of the Phoenix secondary.
And she gets the ball, and it's 3rd and 1, fires. Corral complete to Beaverhausen for the first down.
Annie Beaverhausen, who leads the league in receiving yards. Relatively quiet today. Finally gets open here. On a little comeback route. That's Adam Watts bringing her to the turf. Watts was thinking 9 route the whole way. Beaverhausen pulls up. Watts didn't know what to do.
That'll be the end of the third quarter. 40-14 to score. Phoenix outscores Austin 13-0 in the quarter. Of course, they jumped out to that 21-0 lead to start the ball game. Colin Nordrup, Josh Circle, your broadcasters for this evening. As Shy Ronnie, 7-step drop back to throw. Perfect Mechanics fires it out. The Nico right wing was ripped down by Bennett after only a 5-yard gain.
See that Austin offensive line holding. They only sent 4 that time, and Ronnie was able to get a throw off.
And they press go on the gas pedal. Here's the hurry up offense. Ronnie to the sideline. Oh, and they said the catch was not made in bounds, and I think that was Churchill.
Was Churchill, and I thought that he had it, at least from our vantage point. No review, though. A little bit of a surprise there.
3rd and 5. Ronnie gonna throw again. Tipped to the line of scrimmage, incomplete. Had a man open, but alas, the ball was tipped to the line of scrimmage. And from the 37-yard line, they'll probably have no choice but to go for it, as Gates was the one who tipped it coming on the blitz.
Nice little bird out of Xylon Gates there. Definitely looked like a Phoenix Sun.
4th and 5. Ronnie, first down, and guess who it is? It's Beaverhausen. To the 23, and the drive continues.
Annie Beaverhausen, it's a possession receivers kind of thrown around as an insult, but usually when Ronnie needs a completion, Beaverhausen's the one that delivers.
Throw underneath the Woodstone. Nice juke, and he gets the first down to the 13. That was all Woodstone after the catch there, Josh. It'll be first down.
And only now has Austin surpassed 200 passing yards on the game here as we're in the 4th quarter.
2 backs. Ronnie.
Look out.
Ran out of time. Oh, no. Gordon will get a half a sack as he ends to a pincer movement and get to the quarterback for the 3rd time today. And they'll run a draw And that did not work. In fact, they lost the yard back to the 20.
This Phoenix D-line is coming alive. Austin was able to hold him on the last couple of plays, but now a sack and at a big TFL. A monster third down here for Austin.
From the 20. They're going to try to stick it in the painted area, I think. They go that direction. Oh! And it's out of the back of the end zone. Churchill had it, but he did not keep a second foot down.
Churchill double covered to the back of the ends. Can't believe that ball actually got to him. You see Ronnie with defenders interface, and both of them almost look like they're waiting for the ball. Churchill able to go up and get it, but it's not Adam Watts, it's number 35, Jared Beasley, that gets Churchill out of bounds so he can't get the feet in. And now fourth down.
Fourth down again. They converted one already this drive, but they would love to stick it in the end zone. Can they do that? And Ronnie goes that direction. Instead, it's picked off. Martin picked it off. The second one for Martin in the ball game.
Interception number 2 for 7. For number 27, Martin in the end zone. And Shy Ronnie is just beside herself. There's the ball, time to throw. And 7 just kind of lurking in the end zone, wasn't playing man coverage. And there's a look, 1 rump equals 2 feet, no question about it. 7 Martin's second pick of the game.
Bonus number 20 now for that spectacular interception. See the numbers for D.R. Simeon. 7 total grabs, 2 touchdowns on the game. 4th turnover for Austin, all interceptions. And they'll run it here with the film on, his second carry, out to the 28.
What a game. Holy smokes.
First 12 games, 5 interceptions for Ronnie, and tonight she's thrown 4 interceptions. Remarkable stuff from this Phoenix defense. As that throw is out of bounds, it'll be 3rd and 2.
That was a great throw, right on the money. Just a little bit better defense from Austin. They're not giving up. No white flag from the Austin sideline at this point yet.
They're mugging both linebackers up there as they'll give it to Simeon on the run. Waller on the stop. 118 yards for Simeon. Now Waller up to 4 tackles. So the defense holds serve following the turnover on downs, and the offense will get the ball back.
DJ Simeon lost some of those yards. Better be careful. He might regress back under the 100-yard mark. Give his father a chance to outgain him in this game.
Punt is away. Oh, it's a deep punt. Inside the 10 up the middle. Xander Fowler get knocked down at the 26.
And as we think about the postseason here, and just really the evolution of the regular season, Austin came out of the offseason guns blazing, won their first, I believe, 5 games before losing the next 4. And just looked tremendous, and I believe that they could still look tremendous again. But some of the other teams, including Phoenix, Colin, over the course of the season have found a way to catch up and maybe in Phoenix's case even surpass what Austin has done this season.
Yeah, it'll be interesting for sure. It's a double elimination format. As the throw to the sideline right way, it's out of bounds to 37. Double elimination, Josh, something you typically see in baseball, especially college baseball, D1 baseball, but it, to my knowledge, hasn't been tried in football before, so it'll be really fun. Everybody makes the playoffs, all 16 teams. It's Friday, makes the reception out to the 44.
Yeah, I really like double elimination as a format if you've got groups of teams that really need an opportunity to face each other and based on seeding, and where certain teams are getting rest and they get a chance to watch everybody else. You know, we're watching the World Cup now and they do pool play. Well, a lot of times you get to the 3rd game in that pool, it's totally worthless. But in a double elimination, You lose once, you still have a chance. You lose again, and then they kind of ship you off, which I think is the best way to handle it. I'm excited to see what that looks like when Cam finally rolls that out, whenever he decides to do that.
Out of bounds with Churchill. Defensive back still playing aggressive. 2nd and 10 from the 50. Clock stop. 7:39 to go. It'll be 2nd and 10. Throw. Ronnie over the middle. Catch made. That was right way. He's been really quiet, but Austin over 300 total yards for the game. 8th catch of the game for right way, up to 64 yards. As they continue to mash, go on the gas pedal. Here's Ronnie over the middle, catch made. Mika Friday, oh, he lost the ball, and Phoenix will pick it up. The strip works, and here's the return down the sideline. I don't see any flags. Touchdown, the defense scores again.
Unbelievable.
Are you serious right now?
Vinny Zonka with a scoop and score. Mika Friday on the out route, and it's punched out. You see Xylon Gates with the fist punching it out. And Vinny Zonka able to scoop it up, gets a block there. Shy Ronnie wanted no part of that. And Vinny goes to the house.
Oh, forget about Zonka. The opportune word on that was zoom, as that was the classic Phoenix punch maneuver.
That's like the Heimlich. That's the kind of punch you see when somebody's choking on a cracker, like Cam was before the game started tonight.
Yeah, little maneuver, just try to get it out of there. As the extra point is up and good, and 47. It's now the new number. You want to know the scary version, Josh Circle? We still just over 7 minutes to go.
I ain't scared. Come on, this is the kind of game you want, right? Lots of offense. Maybe it's not perfectly even. Lots of drama, lots of subtext. And an underachiever, with all due respect to Phoenix, still will have a losing record coming out of this game. Presuming we don't have they don't step on a 40-foot rake, they're going to win this game, and they'll advance only to 6-7. Still a lot of chicken left on the bone for this Phoenix football team. The last quarter of their schedule is pretty brutal. We can do that in a second.
Los Angeles, who lost by 10 to San Diego as the Fowler got body slammed to the turf again. That looked more like a spine buster than anything else, the double-A variety.
Guess who Phoenix plays next week, Colin?
Who does Phoenix play next week?
They play the big bad Dakota Rhinos.
Oh, and they've won 8 in a row. Nobody has been able to solve them apart from one opponent this season. They're 9-1 in their last 10, and they've won 8 in a row. Ronnie down the middle of the field, catch made for the first down.
Tell me that game did not just shoot up to the top of the watchability chart after watching this showdown against Austin. And Cam already tell us in the chat, yes, you are going to have to flex that, Cam.
Yeah, I think for one of the handful of times that a game has had to be flexed, if I'm not mistaken. We've had pretty good luck.
6 p.m. next Sunday. It's already in the books.
As the throw to the sideline, incomplete. And for the Lone Stars, it'll be a pretty lonely flight back to the Texas state capitol. But for them, it doesn't get any easier to take on the Wichita Flyers. As Woodstone hauls that in way down the field.
And that's a team that's had an interesting.
Slumping, but BK Solberg is still dangerous.
I was going to say they've been having an interesting season.
One of 3 home games in a row they have. That's the throw. The Beaverhausen down to the 1.
Let's go, baby.
315 passing yards. That feels like an enormous victory for Phoenix. This is a team that throws for over 400 yards a game. They've just barely hit 300.
In their sleep, right way, the intended receiver incomplete. Austin, they end the season after Wichita against San Diego and Dakota. So you're right, Josh. The road does not get any easier for the Lone Star. And they will run it with Shirani in the read option, and she gets stopped at the 2. Oh man, they tried to cross him up, and that almost worked, but Terrell had other ideas.
Yeah, they're just desperate for a score, and nobody can blame them at all. This is very unfamiliar territory for this team.
And they're third and goal from the 2. They're going to throw to the end zone.
Ooh.
Incomplete. Winners the intended receiver. And 4th and goal, you might as well go for it. Field goal does you really no good other than cosmetic things. But even that's just 3 points.
I think everything matters at this point. You're basically playing for next week, trying to find something positive. This would be a start.
Going to throw Ronnie to the end zone. Touchdown. On 4th and goal, Nico right way. He gets his reward. And the guy who was the leading man in the Austin pass offense a year ago is kind of, I don't want to say he's taking a back seat, but he's definitely the third man of the trio. Gets a little reward there for his efforts.
Well, there's only one football to throw around, and I think every little bit you could push him toward 1,000 yards on the end of the season would be really good. But Colin, this would have been the first game that Austin would have been held below 20 points. Their worst offensive output was when they played New Orleans about a month ago, and they lost that game 36-20. You want to talk about a crazy quarterback, Emmanuel Blackman. That guy's a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get with Emmanuel Blackman in New Orleans in general as well.
I called that game Austin versus New Orleans, and it was sort of a strange game. There were some strange bounces of the football that went the home team's way. But for Phoenix, they had Dakota next week, but then they end the regular season at Miami and then at San Diego. So they're giving the fans a real treat here in the regular season home finale.
New Orleans and Miami will be on next Monday night, 1 week from tonight.
And you see the numbers for Tillo. He's 250. Has the 2 interceptions, but the 3 touchdowns are really the sparkly number.
But he's done a great job at taking care of the football by and large. I mean, for a guy that's thrown 3 picks, he's played a very, very snug, very consistent game. And he's kept this offense moving. And I think their 3 and out they had on their last drive is the first 3 and out they've had in this entire game.
Wow, that's how efficient they've been. Absolutely amazing. Tillo up top. Oh!
Ooh, did he get it?
Spectacular effort to try and catch the ball. But it was caught, and Austin's going to challenge with 4:27 left as we're going to get another look at it. Oh, my goodness. How did he do it, Mr. Sands?
I don't know if that right knee touched before both feet got down, but that right knee was out of bounds. We'll get a evaluation here.
Oh, they're going to say the call on the field stands. Austin loses a timeout.
Oh, and an announcement. How about that?
Oh, my goodness. Sands with a crazy catch. He's like, Simeon can't get all the love. Here you go.
Mike is 59. Mike the 59. I'm scared.
And this is a Phoenix squad that started the year 1-3. They were 0-3. But it's been kind of a little more topsy-turvy since then. But one thing that's been for sure, Josh, is Tillo is going to give you a show whether it's good or bad. He's always going to entertain folks watching.
Well, and you've got to wonder, like, the mindset of this team 2 weeks ago, when you lost to a good St. Louis team by by 4 points, you lost to what has been an underachieving Rochester team by 3 points, and you got to think, like, what can we do to just salvage our season? Like, what can we do to just kind of like not get crushed every week? And then you beat Dallas, and then you beat Austin here. Teams that were definitely going to be factors in the West Conference. You got to think the sky's the limit at this point for Phoenix.
Yeah, and don't forget, they dropped 51 on Phoenix after the 3-point loss to Rochester. But before that, they lost to Chicago 38-21. But I got to give Chicago credit. They're a very good offensive team when they are on their game.
And Chicago's another team that's come a long way. And you look at how few claimed players they have and what Adam Wiseman is working with offensively. I mean, I think Austin has more claimed players on offense than Chicago has on offense and defense. And Chicago's played very well lately.
It'll be over the head of the returner, bouncing the end zone. Ball comes out to the 20, 2:37 left. There's definitely a lot more. This league is a lot more competitive. I think you can see that by the number of surprises that we've seen.
Well, you mentioned the playoff. You mentioned the playoff format too, Colin. And we saw some surprises last year. Teams that we thought a season ago that were going to be just marching through the postseason, like Salt Lake, like Cincinnati. It didn't really work out that way. We wound up with Dallas and Dakota in the final. And we could see those two teams again, but the West is just absolutely batty right now. So many teams are just so close to each other.
I agree. It's just a matter of who gets hot at the right time as we reach the 2-minute warning. Speaking of Salt Lake, those guys, ever since the middle part of the season, Josh, seems like they've been a little snake bit.
A little bit.
They got shut out by New York 31-0 as that pass is incomplete. It'll be second down at the 38. But ever since that really close loss to Dallas at home, which was preceded by a really close loss on the road to Minnesota, seemingly the wheels have fallen off of the Hornets, who were almost impossible to beat in their own building a year ago.
That's right. They were very stout. One of the things that they were looking forward to was actually having that home field advantage through the playoffs. And now they've lost 5 in a row. And the weird thing about this league is not only like does the personnel change, but the game plan changes. And sometimes it changes very violently in terms of how you see it on the field from week to week as Phoenix locks up another sack. And I feel like Salt Lake is one of those teams that like they could just be a playbook away from flipping that thing around and finding some momentum as they get to the postseason.
Throw to Beaverhausen underneath. Second and 23, gets out of bounds at the 43. But Austin was such a team. They come out week 1 versus Chicago. They dropped 60-plus points. Mike Churchill and Shai Ronnie put up 1,000,000 yards, and everybody goes, uh-oh. And then they went on that win streak, and, oh, there's another interception. And that's the third of the game for Martin. Ronnie has now thrown 5 interceptions in this ball game after she had 5 the entire season coming into the evening.
Yeah, just never stop playing. Quayshawn Hill doesn't jump for the ball. 7 Martin does. Kind of easy to tell how that turns out. What a play.
Martin. You know, they don't give player of the game a lot to defensive players often, but you know, if they gave it to Martin, I wouldn't be shocked at all if they did.
I have a hard
6
time arguing
turnovers
with
for
you.
us.
Just unbelievable.
Final bonus number 45.
I would have to go with DR Simeon. Maybe DR and DJ could split it. DR has 2 touchdowns. DJ over 100 yards rushing. I wonder if we could take that MVP, whatever that trophy might be. Maybe it's a box of crackers. I don't know. Maybe it's Jamaican spicy patty out of Cameron Irvine's freezer.
Ooh,
Maybe we just split that sucker down the middle and give 1 to DR and 1 to DJ.
There's Simeon. Just trying to secure the ball. He's still over 100. He's at 119. Triple makes the second TFL. And that'll most likely be the last snap of the ball game this evening.
What a game it was. I know it got out of hand there toward the end. But a lot of excitement, a lot of turnovers, some high-powered offense. And what a performance from Joe Tillo and this Phoenix Skyhawk team. Congrats to them.
And that's the game, the final score. Phoenix Skyhawks for the second week in a row, big underdogs against a well-respected opponent with a winning record. And the player of the game is Jamario Bennett, who had that pick 6 to go along with 5 tackles. Not a bad choice for player of the game. Nice defense gets them up. Final score 47-21. And John Zirkle, as we take a look at the final statistics and things, your thoughts on this game?
Just a tremendous effort from the Skyhawks. Phoenix has just put the UFL on notice. They may be the most preeminent team in the UFL. We will find out when they face Dakota next week. What a matchup that's going to be. Congrats to the Skyhawks.
Yeah, they've now won 2 in a row for the first time since they beat Wichita and Los Angeles. In the middle of the season, Shai Ronnie throws 5 interceptions as the Simeon family. DR Simeon catches a couple touchdowns. His son DJ rushes for 1, explosive 1, and his 2 grandkids, including Mr. Gates there, made a diving interception in a linebacker spot.
That's all you could ask for in virtual football. Get the family together, cheer each other on to success, and do some things you never thought were possible at the beginning of the day.
Oh yeah, for sure. It is a family affair, and you know, for Austin, back to the drawing board again. You know, they did have their moments, but at last, the turnovers were just simply too much. I'd like to thank Cameron Irvine, behind the scenes, producer extraordinaire. 47-21 is the score. Phoenix wins. And they look really good doing it. For Colin Northrup here in the broadcast booth along with Josh Circle, this has been a BFN presentation of the UFL. Once again, the final score from Phoenix, Arizona. The Phoenix Skyhawks 47, Austin Lone Stars 21. Thank you all, and good night, and good luck.